Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss the new article in Empire magazine that's just come out, where we not only hear new insight into the upcoming Evil Dead Rise film, we also have a new exclusive image shared by Empire. We are quickly approaching the release of Evil Dead Rise in theaters on April 21st, 2023. So we're literally just 4 months away to seeing the Deadites return on the big screen. But this time, they've traded in a small cabin for a high-rise tower. And based on what director Lee Cronin has to say, I have the feeling that the destruction will not be skipping any floors. Let's go! So the new Empire issue includes an article, of course, about Evil Dead Rise and the current state of the film. But before we get into that, let's first go ahead and look at the new exclusive image from the movie that's also shared along with the article. Now, here is the image itself. And I absolutely love how, obviously, you can see they're not messing around when it comes to blood in this movie. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in just a second. But here we see one of our protagonists from the film with her double-barrel shotgun, and clearly she has already seen a lot of death and carnage at this point. And we can barely even see her, what she looks like, because she's so covered in blood, which is awesome. And it's what you expect from an Evil Dead movie. I mean, I'm excited already just in this one image, because this is what I want from Evil Dead. This is that kind of movie. They always are. And if it was anything toned down or less than this type of stuff here, I would, I'd be disappointed. So I love the image. Great exclusive shot. First time they've released this out from the movie. So there you go, guys. Enjoy that. I hope you like it. If you're an Evil Dead fan, and like myself, I'm sure you're digging it as well. But let's go ahead now and dive into this article itself. Now, the headline reads, Evil Dead Rise straps you onto a rocket fueled by blood, promises director Lee Cronin exclusive image. Now, according to the Evil Dead Rise filmmaker Lee Cronin, he was the Irish writer and director behind the A24 film The Hole in the Ground, was handpicked by Sam Raimi to take the reins of his demonic baby, the long-awaited, as you guys know, fifth Evil Dead film, firmly fits in the lineage of the films, as I mentioned a moment ago. It looks like it's shaping up to be exactly what we want. And it straps you onto a rocket that's fueled by blood, says Cronin in Empire, and says you can either get off or you stay on till it explodes. So man, I mean, let's go. Let's ride this thing out till it explodes. I'm very excited to see what Lee has in store for us. And the fact that Sam Raimi did handpick him, that speaks volumes if you're a fan of this franchise historically from a legacy perspective, because we all know Sam is the man when it comes to Evil Dead. I mean, and other stuff too, but especially Evil Dead. That's his baby. And the fact that he picked Lee Cronin to be the guy to take over and helmet for this next fifth film is exciting alone. That it wasn't just arbitrarily, hired by the studio or what have you, that Raimi had a hand directly in Lee Cronin being the guy. That says a lot, and that makes me very optimistic about the film. And, hey, this description, how it's going to strap you onto a rocket fueled by blood, and you either get off or stay until it explodes, man, come on, let's go. Like I said earlier, that just gets me fired up. I'm ready for this rocket. It's 4 months away, and I'm going to be there. I hope you guys will be there as well to take off with this thing and do it. Now, there are some differences between this Evil Dead movie, of course, and those in the past. So now, this time, it's set in Los Angeles, and not for once in a creaky cabin in the woods, which we're used to seeing and love, or going back in time to the old days with Ash's boomstick, removing Army of Darkness. But yeah, it's typically a gift for, small cabin. You guys know how it's set up. This is going to be different. And as the director says, Cronin says, undoubtedly it's an Evil Dead movie, but it takes the lore and pulls it in a new direction. So that does mean no Ash in this movie, guys. So there's not going to be Ash in this film. Be ready for that. So don't go expecting to see our beloved Bruce Campbell with his boomstick, his chainsaw, all that stuff. It's not going to happen. Not in this movie. But they are bringing in Lily Sullivan and Alyssa Sutherland to play Beth and Ellie, who are sisters that are reunited, and they are going to face a fresh batch of Deadites in the city of angels. That's right, in Los Angeles. So for all that's new, at least the carnage remains. They're promising that even though we have all this new stuff, new setup, new people, the carnage of an Evil Dead film is fully intact. All right, it's fully intact. In fact, when speaking with Lee Cronin about this, and Empire did, he had this to say. He said, I had to hire an industrial kitchen to create the amount of blood we needed. Cronin explains, going on to state that he spilled 6,500 liters of the stuff. Some of it inevitably even found its way home. When I was checking out, I had to warn the landlord, you're going to find bloody handprints all over the apartment, but they're not real. Honest, end quote. So I'm talking about, this is serious, guys. Seriously, 6,500 liters of blood are used in this movie. It's going to be insane. It may very well end up being the bloodiest Evil Dead film in the franchise. I don't know, comparatively speaking, in terms of statistics, liters, actual amounts of blood used in the previous films. Certainly not, they didn't hold back. But this sounds like next level. Lee Cronin is taking this to the next level. And for an Evil Dead movie, though, I'm okay with it. I always talk about on the channel how I'm not a big fan of just gore for gore's sake. And I'm not a big fan of that. If there's going to be gore, I want it to make sense within the context of the story. This is the perfect franchise and film where that is exactly what happens. Like the blood, the excessive gore, it actually fits into an Evil Dead movie, and it feels right. So it does not make me concerned whatsoever that it's going to be too much. It's just that kind of film, which is what it is. I'm highly optimistic about this film, and as I continue to see these little things pop up, these little articles, quotes, and now that new image, it just reinforces that excitement. So, hey, groovy, gory, and gratuitous, The Evil Dead is ready to rise again, and it sounds like it's going to be a perfect fit for this franchise. All right, everyone. Now I want to know, what do you think about Evil Dead Rise? Are you excited to see what they do with the film and this long-awaited sequel? What are your thoughts about it so far up to this point? I want to hear your opinions, theories, ideas, and anything you have in mind about what you anticipate seeing in Evil Dead Rise. Leave your comments, ideas, and theories below in the comments section of this video so we can start discussing them, and let me know what's on your mind. What do you think? Are you excited about the direction they're going now with the high-rise scenario with the two sisters and all the possibilities we could have in that scenario versus the typical cabin setup? I just want to know what you guys think, so let me know. Well, that's going to be it for this update, guys. I'll be back soon, though, with more Evil Dead Rise and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.